To access all full body language breakdown videos in entirety, hours upon hours, click the link in the description to take you through to the Patreon. Thanks. Everyday superpower, we talk body language, relationships, game, and everything in between. Moving onwards, we're watching a few fellas try spit some game at this lovely lady that we see before us. 8 men remain in the competition. We're watching blind dating a famous comedian. If you're joining me just now, feel free to hang on to the end because I'm going to give you some information that you can apply in the real world, that you'll internalize because you'll never forget it. And everybody else will make mistakes and you will become everything you've ever wanted to be. Okay? The playlist to start from the top, given you want to go through the journey with me, is in the comment section, if not the description. Without further ado, we've just seen this fly fella run a little bit of game on her. Now we're moving on to the next person. This guy in the background with the grey sweater, he's about to move in next. So the question posed by the host was, can you approach this lady with your nerdiest pickup line? Because she's a nerd, apparently. Let's find out!
To do that. No, I literally study psychology.
That's dope. Okay.
So he shot himself in the foot at the end of there. Watch the playlist, last video, if you want to see how. Right, here we go. The move up. So he's approaching from the front, which is good in relation to them who've approached from behind. Now, what you want to see is, as he approaches her, does she step back or does she stay put? Okay, let's find out.
Oh my God.
She doesn't move back, so the approach is a success.
That girl from my class, we have that big exam tomorrow. If you want to cheat.
Pay attention as well.
Oh my God. You're that girl from my
Look at the hands. You're that girl?
class, we have that big.
Big. When he says big, he illustrates with an extension of the hands. You're going to see this manifest in a subcontext of the subconscious revealing the truth when the brain says something otherwise. So, if this guy knows a girl and she's got a big chest, big breasts, yeah? And she's called Eve. Whereas Eve has got bigger breasts than Neve, yes, is saying, yeah, man, you should have seen Neve the other night. Yeah, she came with Eve. And the hands manifest what the subconscious or even the conscious is thinking, but the mouth can't let go of. The body tells you the truth. Now, a little bit of working out needs to be done, but given you know who Eve and Neve is, you may apply context to the hand motion and the illustration that manifests in real time to the reference of her name. This can apply to anything. She could be talking about her friend who's got a schlong, award-winning phallus, and it might manifest in the same way. Or it might manifest when you're talking about the scale of buildings. It might manifest when you're talking about this, that, and the third. You have to be open to interpretation, but understand that every gesture reflects something you need to translate through one means or another.
Exam tomorrow. If you want to cheat, it's a big.
Pay attention. Hold on.
You're that girl from my class, we have that big exam tomorrow. If you want to cheat, it's a big exam. Oh my God. Well, if you want the answers to cheat.
And how he emphasizes big, she joins in. Have you seen how she connects and collaborates? Look.
You're that girl from my class, we have that big exam tomorrow. If you want to cheat.
She says it's a big exam. She starts coming in on the word big to influence him and to sort of stir this into a sexual communication because she saw herself the emphasis of the word big that was illustrated by the hands here. These women understand body language and men don't. So understand that, right? I get a few comments on this channel from women in relation to trying to work out their colleagues and why men like do certain things in the office and whatnot. But generally speaking, it's men who want to understand how women work. And, you know, you should want to understand how your fellow man works just as much as women. I know, like, you think with your your ding dong. So you're thinking, oh, how can I understand women and get her into bed and have women be attracted to me and so forth? But you need to understand both sides, because as you learn what the man does, you understand what the woman does in counterbalance, right? And certain behaviors, most of the behaviors are manifest in both sides as well. So you might as well see it expressed through both forms, you know?
It's a big exam. Oh my God. Well, if you want the answers to cheat, I wrote them all on my... Funny thing...
Okay, pay attention.
...is to cheat, I wrote them all on my...
As he says, I wrote them all on my cock, he disconnects. He moves straight into a distraction here, sleight of hand. He's trying to be a magician with this. He's not sitting around and waiting for a response because he knows the response isn't going to be valid. He's not opening himself up for criticism. He's uncomfortable about what he just said. So he moves into this next stage. All right. This is actually how you also subconsciously influence somebody. So if I just make a passing comment just on about how you love me and I continue going on speaking about this particular program, you're going to continue following or try to continue following on what I've said. You might be fixated on what I just said in confusion. So maybe what I say after. So if I just say that you love me and then I continue going on about how you continue to love me and so forth, you might be still so fixated on the first time I've said that. Whereas my second comment seeps under your conscious mind to go straight to your subconscious, right? So this twist and turn is a deeper level. Like I'm talking about hypnosis and influence of the subconscious and embedded commands and influence through that particular means, right? And you might think, oh, that's deep and so forth. That's a bit dark. But when you're flicking through your reels and your short form content and stuff, and you're going from seeing someone get hit by a car to something that appeases you to the highest elevation, when you see something that you really enjoy and love and stuff, and you're going back and forth, and then in between you've got someone selling you a product, do you not think they're influencing you and it's subconsciously manipulating you in the same way? You need to understand these things so you can see it in the real world, okay? Pay attention. But he just jumped straight into that instead of getting a reaction, which is crazy. We've got a bit of hate here, look.
I want the answers to cheat. I wrote them all on my...
Look at the twist, the restraint in the hands here. The borderline sneer on the face, the tilt of the head to see around her and look at him. If not, pay attention, you know, I'm all ears. A shock on the face of the black fella behind. Elevated eyes, a verge of sadness in the eyes. Elevated eyebrows, I meant to say. Closed body language. Tightness in the forehead. He looks in disbelief. He looks in disbelief. He looks over at the reflection that he sees before him in the people at the other side of the room. How are they responding to this? Oh, we're starting to get heated here. We're actually starting to get into the competition here. All right. This is great. Shock, disbelief of the reaction, or at least the, you know, the portrayal of reaction, the theatrics of it all. Because most people, you walk down the street and if a woman goes, oh my God, it's you, you'd think, oh my God, she loves to see whoever that is, or she loves to see me. It could be manufactured. You're just looking at the superficialities. Pay attention.
Funny thing about my cat, it's the length of pi, 3.14. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. Feet?
Inches.
All right.
Okay, all right. Small penis. It's okay.
Pre-loved, verified.
Right, let's keep on going. But notice how she's always a step ahead from these fellas. This woman is intelligent. Why is she intelligent? Because in the social realm, she's always got something locked and loaded. You can't outquirk her. You can't crack jokes. That's the thing. A lot of these men are trying to impress her. The title of this program is Blind Dating a Famous Comedian, and she's introduced herself as a comedian, right? So whether that's right or wrong, for you as a man to go on and try and be the funny one of the relationship, indirectly you're going to affect her ego, because consciously she's in the realm of, you know what? My value on this program is being the funny one. I've put myself out there as the funny one. And when people come and attack that and de-pedestalize you from your main value of the show, you're going to react in a defensive manner. You can't come on and try and out-funny this lady. try and be the stern one. Be the cool, calm, and relaxed one. And as she smiles and laughs and giggles and tries to appease you and tries to put a smile on your face because she's the comedian, right? She's the funny one. So if anything, if you're not as reactive to her jokes, then she's going to try harder to prove herself of the status that this program should be giving her, right? She's here to sell herself as a comedian, right? So you as a stern man, as a masculine man, as a man who doesn't go out of his way to appease the lady by bowing down and saying, oh, you're the funniest person on planet Earth, all I wanted was a funny woman. If you're just a human being and you react naturally and organically and you don't go out of your way to be the comedian in the relationship because all women want a funny man, right? No. Women want a man they can find funny. They don't want a funny man. They want a man who they can submit to and enjoy time with, and enjoying time they naturally laugh and naturally smile because it brings a buoyant atmosphere, right? Or them going to their boss, them going to their CEO is naturally going to smile and laugh a little bit more because he's the authoritarian figure, yes? So they have to appease him by doing so, by coming across as this buoyant, natural, submissive person. You as the man should be approaching this in a little bit more of a cool and calm sense, whereas all of these fools try to be the court jester to appease her and indirectly compete with her in her own plane, on her own realm, right? She's going to get defensive and just outdo you. And there's no victory that comes from that. There's no tension that's developed from that. All you're doing is lowering your value in the face of her. She can either find you as attractive or find you as competition. What would you prefer on this blind dating program? Once again, I re-emphasize, this is theatrics, it's entertainment. Right? There might be a little bit of a ploy before here where the presenters say, you know what, try and make it as entertaining as possible, blah, 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 blah. But underlying this are human beings, such as ourselves. They feel the same things we do, regardless of what we're supposed to be. There's a competition here. There's 8 men right now on a YouTube channel with 3 million subscribers trying to show to not only the world but themselves how valuable they are, especially in the face of the woman. If they get rejected by the woman, biologically speaking, they're out of the gene pool, and the men who are winning beyond them are more valuable. They hold a better place in the sexual marketplace. That's what their biology teaches them. Not through the classroom, because the classroom won't teach you that, but the ape in their brain that still continues, that has been hardwired from ancestries ago, that's what that believes, and it still resides. The conscious brain will just create a defense mechanism and say they're better and bigger than that, and use any form of shielding to defend the frailty of what is the masculine. You've heard of toxic masculinity. It is a thing. How you choose to apply it and understand it is up to you. But that toxic masculinity does come with a deep insecurity that most men do need to hide and disguise and overcompensate for. Okay? Let's move on to the next guy. Who's coming up next?
Hey.
Okay, all right. Small penis. That's okay.
Right, we got this guy. He's not said a word. He's been a bit absent in the general communications. Let's see how he fares. See you on the next video, yeah? Thank you for watching. You can watch all body language breakdown videos, hours on hours of content, including the game I can't give here, via the Patreon. The link is in the description.